All right, let's dive in. We're going to talk about a man who started his life on the lowest rung of society. I mean, literally an outcast, and yet he fought against centuries of injustice to become the chief architect of the world's largest democracy. This is the incredible story of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's monumental ascent.
You know, his entire philosophy, his whole game plan, can be boiled down to these three powerful words: educate, agitate, organize. And this was not just some catchy slogan. This was his lifelong strategy for liberation, first for himself and then for millions. And it all began with that very first step: educate.
So where does a journey like this even begin? Well, it starts in a world that was basically designed to deny his very humanity. And his first weapon of rebellion against all of that: knowledge.
From the moment he was born, Ambedkar was branded an untouchable. Now, what does that mean? It meant he was socially segregated, he was denied basic rights like drinking from a public well, and he was constantly humiliated. But this early, incredibly painful experience, it didn't break him, not at all. Instead, it forged a resolve that would define the entire rest of his life.
He took that experience and he channeled it into a relentless pursuit of knowledge. Seriously, his academic journey is just staggering. A graduate degree in Mumbai, then an MA and a PhD from Columbia University in the US, then a doctorate from the London School of Economics, and legal training at Gray's Inn. He wasn't just collecting degrees, you see. He was building an arsenal of intellect for the fight that was to come.
So, armed with this world-class education, Dr. Ambedkar comes back to India. But he wasn't there to just build a comfortable career for himself. No. He was there to launch a revolution for the dignity and rights of his people.
His mission was crystal clear, and he never wavered from it: to completely annihilate the caste system and the practice of untouchability. He wasn't asking for a few small reforms here and there. He was demanding a complete social revolution, one based on liberty, equality, and fraternity.
And he fought this battle on multiple fronts. He founded organizations for social reform and education. He led these powerful protests, like the movement in 1927 to allow untouchables to drink from a public water tank. Just think about that. A symbolic fight for the most basic human dignity. And, so crucially, he entered politics. He knew that for true social change to stick, it had to be backed by the force of law.
And this brings us to the absolute climax of his journey. The very man who was once denied access to a public well was now being asked to write the foundational document for an entire nation.
Just think about the sheer scale of that turnaround. As India gains its independence, Dr. Ambedkar is named chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee. He now had the power, the pen in his hand, to write the rules for a new nation and to legally dismantle the very system that had oppressed him his whole life.
And he absolutely used that power to embed his vision of justice right into the nation's DNA. Through the Constitution, he legally abolished untouchability, making it a crime. He championed a universal right to equality. He enshrined principles of secularism, and he pushed hard for extensive women's rights. This wasn't just a law book. It was a blueprint for a modern and equitable India.
But you know what? His work wasn't finished. Even after architecting the entire Constitution, he made one final profound move: a spiritual and political statement that would shape his enduring legacy forever.
In a truly historic event in Nagpur, Dr. Ambedkar, along with hundreds of thousands of his followers, converted to Buddhism. This was the ultimate act of self-respect. It was a complete rejection of the Hindu caste structure that he believed was simply irredeemable. He chose a path that offered equality and dignity, making a final, powerful break from the system that had oppressed his people for centuries.
Shortly after his conversion, on December 6, 1956, he passed away, and this day is observed as Mahaparinirvan Divas. Now, in Buddhism, Mahaparinirvan signifies the ultimate liberation, the final passing of an enlightened being. It's a term of immense respect, framing his death not as an end, but as a final release.
Decades later, his contributions were finally recognized at the highest possible level. In 1990, Dr. Ambedkar was posthumously awarded the Bharat Ratna, which is India's highest civilian honor. It's a fitting tribute to one of the nation's greatest modern architects. Today, his legacy is actively honored all across India. His birthday on April 14th is celebrated as Ambedkar Jayanti, while his passing on December 6th is solemnly observed as Mahaparinirvan Divas. Both ensured that his incredible fight for justice is never, ever forgotten. So, from being denied a simple cup of water to drafting the Constitution for a nation of millions, Dr. Ambedkar's life was an absolute testament to his own mantra: educate, agitate, organize. His journey was a relentless fight for self-respect against what seemed like impossible odds. So, we'll leave you with this question. What does that powerful message of self-respect mean to you in our world today?